These coaches were really quite long-lived, over a span of in excess of 40 years for some sets of these. And the articulated coaches were an innovation which saved not just weight but also length of the train. And on the commuter routes into places like London Moorgate, London King's Cross, that was really important, particularly for the Moorgate trains, because the platforms were quite short. So it meant that you could get a greater density of commuters for getting into those inner city areas for going to work and coming home in the evenings. With the rise of suburbia in the 1920s, despite the economic downturn, it meant a lot more commuters using these routes. Now, Gresley had first experimented with articulation when he worked at the Great Northern Railway in around 1907, taking some down at heel elderly coaches of the 6-wheel and 8-wheel bogie variety and utilising the shared bogie to be able to create weight savings and also length savings on the train. And it's this design which worked really well for the Great Northern Railway, and when they came to replace their rather elderly and decrepit coaches, then on the commuter routes at least, they turned to this articulated design. And whilst these coaches were ordered in 1922, they weren't delivered until the very start of the LNER period. And these became quite a common sight working into the capital, and they were no means considered spacious. Certainly to get, I think it was around 600 passengers within the space of 450 feet, you kind of had to interlock people, and that meant that people's knees and elbows had to interlock into the compartments, which even by a small stretch of the imagination were very, very snug. Now, these actually had first, second, and third class accommodation. They were some of the final coaching stock that included all three until they were declassified and became all thirds.